Hi all, this is Miss Marcel with your weekly update of what's going on in the art room. So today we are going to start with advanced art. We are looking at printmaking. So we studied Andy Warhol. We learned about the printmaking process. We're going to be doing block printing, and our theme is going to be pop art for our artwork, and then students are picking a decade and looking at what was popular during that decade and then selecting an item. To start our pop art unit, we just learned about some basic printmaking skills, and so students used a little foam block and did a small reduction print with the foam block using pencil and then inking that up. And so this is their foam block example. Today they were able to get a little miniature block and they could carve whatever they wanted. This one is like a little paw print, and we'll be stamping these on Friday just so they get the feel of using the tools. How do they attach the blades to the handles, and then also how are they going to carve safely, so making sure they're keeping their hands away. How do they transfer their design onto the block, and then how much pressure do they need to use when they're handling the blade. And so this was a nice little simple one, and then eventually they'll have the larger block that they'll be working with. Creating like the masters, we studied Frida Kahlo as our artist, and we're looking at symbolism in art and self-portraits. Students last class were working on their project planner. There's a lot to the project planner because I want the project to have symbols involved, and so not only are they going to be sketching themselves and watercoloring it, but they're also going to incorporate images around the outside and background. So this project planner is allowing them to kind of go through that thought process, figure out what they need, get some peer review and editing, and then finalize their idea. We were able to get the Easy Tracer from PTO and borrow that, which has been great. So we are tracing their photos onto watercolor paper just to make that a little bit faster, so we can focus on the watercolor and not have to focus on proportions and scale of their portraits. Eventually they'll be watercoloring their entire portrait, and then also their background and surrounding areas around the portrait as well, with all their imagery. And then 6th grade, we are studying color theory, so we're taking a break from our clay projects. They are drying right now. I will take a picture of them and have it at the end of this video. We are going to be glazing next week on Monday and Tuesday. So we did some color theory. We learned about primary colors, secondary colors, tertiary colors, and the different color schemes: monochromatic, complementary, analogous. And then students were painting their color wheel, practicing mixing colors. So they only were able to get red, yellow, and blue, and they had to make all these other colors on their color wheel. Then today and tomorrow, students are coming up with their design on their quarter piece of paper. This is a 6x6. They need to incorporate one line somewhere and 4 shapes, and they're drawing that on there. This then gets duplicated onto a larger piece of paper that's 12 by 12, and then students are going to be painting each quarter with a different color scheme. So the students started today, got it all traced, and then they started with their primary colors. They'll move into monochromatic, then complementary, and then analogous. So it will be one complete painting, but in 4 different color schemes, incorporating their line and shape drawings. Creating comics, we have been moving forward with our page 1. It's taking quite some time for everybody to get going on that. There's a lot of planning that we have to do, a lot of additional drawing that has to be done on the iPads, and so it's just taking a lot longer, but that's okay. We did do a peer review on Monday and Tuesday, so students exchanged iPads. They had a piece of paper that had some checklists and some questions that then allowed them to look at somebody's edit that tell them what they are missing, what they need, so that as the students move closer and closer to the end and feeling like they're done with that page, they can make sure they've gone through their peer review and they haven't accomplished everything that's on there. It's been actually a full week, which is good. No early releases or days off, so it's nice to be back in the groove of things. But yeah, have a great day. Bye.